Recently, I appeared on a podcast, one of the largest in the country. It's called PBD. One of the things that I said on the podcast that seemed incomprehensible was the idea that the attack on January 6th, carried out by Americans, aimed directly at the Constitution of the United States of America, with regard to its existential nature, was a much more dangerous attack than the awful, murderous attacks that killed almost 3,000 of our fellow citizens on September 11th. Now, I said something else. Secretary Hillary Clinton would have been an effective president, and we never would have arrived at this desperate hour in the country. Again, this just seemed incomprehensible to my MAGA friends.
What would America look like with a Hillary Clinton as a president? Because she probably would have been a two-term president. What would America look like with Hillary Clinton as a president?
It would have looked like what America looked like before Donald Trump was president. We would have had a moderate Democratic president, internationalist, that believed in American military power, probably more interventionist than where the country is, where the party is, where the Republican Party is. We would not have left Afghanistan in the chaotic manner that we would have left. You would not have had the complete societal chaos and lying, and you wouldn't have had a president who lied to the American people 35,000 times.
You're saying Hillary Clinton hasn't lied?
Hillary Clinton has lied, but she doesn't lie like Donald Trump lies. Now, Secretary Clinton is a serious, sober, historic figure in this country, and she will be remembered as such. The fact that she narrowly lost the presidency to the most unworthy man to ever capture the office, who has done such profound damage to our country, is a national tragedy, and always will be. Now, let's watch what Secretary Clinton said to the person I view as the preeminent journalist of this era, Christian Amanpour.
Very strong partisans in both parties in the past, and we had very bitter battles over all kinds of things, gun control and climate change and the economy and taxes. But there wasn't this little tail of extremism wagging the dog of the Republican Party as it is today. And sadly, so many of those extremists, those MAGA extremists, take their marching orders from Donald Trump, who has no credibility left by any measure. He's only in it for himself. He's now defending himself in civil actions and criminal actions. And when do they break with him? Because at some point, maybe there needs to be a formal deprogramming of the cult members, but something needs to happen.
Now, let's understand something. What Secretary Clinton said was not to be taken literally, not to be taken seriously. She is not proposing the opening of concentration camps or re-education camps where people who support Donald Trump will be deprogrammed. But understand this. It's exactly how it will be covered. It's how it will be covered on the PBD podcast. It's how it will be covered on Steve Bannon's podcast and thousands of other talk radio, right-wing podcasts, newsletters, and so forth. Before long, and by before long, I mean within a week, it will become doctrine that Hillary Clinton wants to imprison MAGA supporters, brainwash them in the name of deprogramming. 1,000 new conspiracies will be born, and the insanity will spread. Now, what Secretary Clinton said is precisely correct. People have succumbed out of a mix of fear, cynicism, sense of opportunity, for whatever reason, to a cult of personality. And it started on hour one of Trump's presidency, when his spokesperson walked out and told the nation that something that was clearly not true by plain evidence of eyesight, recorded reality, was in fact not so. He stood for the proposition that Donald Trump would now tell you what was true. What was true was no longer what you saw with your own eyes or read with them or comprehended or intuited. The world was made easy, stripped of all complexity. What was true was what Donald Trump said was true. And Secretary Clinton is right, because there is silence to the growing danger from one of America's two political parties. There is a lack of understanding that Donald Trump means it. Everything he says should be taken literally and seriously. He is threatening to kill. He is baiting assassination. He is endangering the lives of men like General Milley. His plans to shut down media are real, as are his desire to inflict martial military violence on American citizens protesting, exercising their First Amendment rights. Understand this: if he could, Donald Trump would have ordered the military to open fire on Black Americans in front of the White House. Think about it. He tried to give the order, and next time, he might succeed. All of this is real. All of it is happening. There was a deprogramming of sort after the Second World War in Germany, because that society was obliterated. In Nazism, it was thought, crumbled to dust. When this swastika exploded on top of the Reichstag, people thought it was over. The swastika was torn down, but the idea remained, an ember alive under the rubble. The idea that the state is more important than human dignity, that the power of a leader fused with the state is the meaning of life for the citizens of that state, yoked to a leader as their pawns, no longer free, no longer having liberty. When this happens, and it has happened over and over again throughout history, disaster ensues. That's what Hillary Clinton is talking about. Watch her words be twisted into the latest conspiracy. And understand this: when you can take every truth and make it into something sinister, we stand at the edge of an abyss, because we've lost sight of what's real and what's not. And the inability to communicate in that space is of fundamental importance at a moment when we are in an information war, where the greatest idea in all of human history is under threat. The idea that we're all created equally, endowed by a creator, beyond the realm of a politician, with inalienable rights, life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. Thank you for watching. Make sure you subscribe to our channel so you never miss a video. Also, for more content just like this, please consider joining our Warning Premium community. You can find out more in the description below.